Hello, welcome to Yoga Vinyasa Flow. Today we are going to prepare for and build up to crow pose. So if you know what that is and you're saying to yourself, well, I can't do crow because of this, that, and the other, don't worry. We are going to spend a lot of time getting into and opening up the shoulders, a lot of scapular mobility work to kind of help break up some of that. You'll need a strap for at least the first part of class as we get into there. And then if you want it, when we come into a warrior one for a little bind, for some further opening in a different way, you can have that. Those of you that are like, well, I can't squat low enough for crow pose, no worries. You've got a trusty wall. So I will have block options, no block options, and wall options for those of you that need that to practice your squat. And just remember, all of these things take time. It takes practice. It takes steps. So be patient with yourself, be patient with your body, and it will come with time. Okay, let's start with our strap. And my strap is about this long, and I'm going to fold it in half here. So if you're using a belt or a stretchy band, you might need to do yours just a little bit differently than mine. But I'm going to go ahead and just have that right in front. Good. And let's take a moment here. Just sit tall. Ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. We'll zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. And notice the breath. Notice if there's anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more. From here, turning the palms up towards the ceiling. Let's get a big inhale and reach. We'll touch those palms together if you can. Turn the palms away, grow taller from crown to tail as you press that air down. Let's take the palms back up to the ceiling. So we're just warming up here a little bit with some nice rotation in the shoulders as we lower and as we lift. Good. And one more time, pressing down. Let's turn the hands up, reach, 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 reach. Looking up there this time at your hands, exhale, hands in the heart center. So take a moment and create your own intention around the session. What would you like to give or receive from this practice? Who or what would you like to dedicate this practice to? Yourself is okay. My Shih Tzus are my fur babies. I dedicate a lot of my practice to them because I'm so fortunate to have them in my life. So, it doesn't have to be a real complicated thing. But once you have that set, let's inhale, taking it up. Good. And reach. Good. And just take those arms down. And let's just rotate here. Good. Palms up, hands to the shoulders. Let's open and close. And then you choose. You can stay here with this motion or take it into some circles. You can take faster circles. You can take slower circles. Do what feels good to your body in this moment. The speed I'm going might not be the speed that you need. And then when you're ready, good. Just shake that out. Grab your strap now. We're going to thread that between the pointer and the thumb. And I'm going to hold it on the ends. Good. And I'm tugging here pretty good. So I'm just going to take that up. So right above the head, I'm tugging. And then I'm just going to release a little bit. I'm going to tug and release a little bit. And tug and release. And tug. Now hold. Now take that forward. Keep that tension. Good. And take it back just a little bit. Good. And then back up overhead. Now, maybe not as much tension as what you just had, but some tension. We don't want slack. We're just going to take this over into a side bend. Shoulders and hips, you want in that alignment. So try to avoid this forward collapse here. Opening up. Using the oblique, coming back. And coming back center. We'll take this down. We'll come back to it in a moment. Big inhale. Exhale. larger side bend here, so you can stay here or here. Sits bones are grounded. Again, watch that shoulder. Make sure it's not collapsing forward. Breathe and expand. And then you choose, maybe you just want to hang out here. I'm going to lengthen this arm, my bottom arm, and take this arm back. And I'm just kind of moving around here. I'm finding my optimal stretch. I'm spreading my fingers wide. And then from here, coming up, belly button in, rounding, reaching long from shoulder to fingertips. We really want to get in here. You're also going to feel a little stretch through here. Inhale to open. Exhale, move through center. Take that right into the other side. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then choosing to stay here, or maybe opening to the back, wiggle around, find your spot. And then when you're ready, good, coming back, belly button is in, rounding, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. Really reach forward. Opening up and coming back to center. Good. So from here, I'm going to undo that fold. And because we're going to move forward and back, I'm going to make sure that my hand is all the way up against the buckle, so that way when we move forward and back, your buckle, D-ring, whatever it is you're using, isn't going to come and hit you in the face. But from here, we'll come up and move forward. And I've got some good tension going here, and a little bit further back and forward. So keep going with that. I'll show you from a side view. You don't want the chest to pop forward. Okay. So this is popping the chest forward. This is rounding and collapsing. You want to try not to do that. Good. And go with a wider grip if you need one. We want the arms to be long as you move forward and back. We want to try not to bend the elbows as we take this back. So find your grip. And then this next time through, stop at your optimal stretching point. So yes, I can come all the way back here, but my optimal stretching point is about right here. So find your optimal stretch. And coming forward. Good. We'll put this to the side. Have it more towards the front of your mat. So if you're going to use that when we do that opening in Warrior One, you've got it handy. We're going to go through some scapular mobility motion here. So I'm going to take my arms forward. So right now, I'm not really back in the pocket, but I'm not forward either. I'm kind of like at ease. Good. So we're going to take this into protraction. Protraction, reaching forward. Retraction, taking it back. Protraction, retraction. Protraction, retraction. Protraction, retraction. Protraction, retraction. Relax. Now, elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. Good. You can put hands on knees, or the front leg or the back leg here. We're going to go round into a little stretch. So I'm going to take mine on my front leg here, and then I'm just going to round. As I'm doing that, I'm thinking about trying to separate the shoulder blades. My belly button is also in here for support. Different people look different ways here. But if you're feeling that good stretch right through here, and you've got no pain elsewhere, consider you're doing it right. And release. Good. From here, we're going to come to all fours. So take care of the knees or the wrist as needed. We're just going to come through a few basic cat cows here, and then we're going to do some scapular mobility stuff again. The tops of the feet are down. Knees are under the hips. Good. Shoulders are over the wrists. I'm spreading fingers wide, rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. From here, I'm in a little bit of a protraction. Inhale. Take that into cow, heart forward, pelvis back. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now from here, you can come back a little bit, doing a little bit of a rounding child's pose, cupcaking in the fingertip, just coming into a little bit of a release of the wrist. And then when you're ready, we'll come back down. Sternum drops. This first set is going to be pretty basic. The second set, I will give options to make it more challenging for those of you that need or want that. But from here, good. Here's protraction, retraction on retraction. Shoulders come up by the ears, so the sternum drops more towards the floor, hence the name sternum drops. So protraction, retraction. Arms stay long. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. Good. So come back there, take a little bit of a break. If that's enough for you, that's how you're going to do it again. Those of you that want more challenge here, you can take your forearms, 2 blocks. You want 2 blocks to do this. You have 2 forearms to go here. Okay. Or you can take them to the floor. Okay. So this is one way to add more challenge. Retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction. Maximum challenge, take it into a forearm plank. Belly button is in. Good. Find your length. And then here we go. Second set. Retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction. One more. Retraction, protraction. Drop the knees. Find a juicy child's pose here. Knees can be as wide as the mat, somewhere in between. Knees can touch or not. You can take your arms right in front of you, your hands back by the ankles if you need to release the shoulders. Your head can come to a blanket block or floor. Expand the rib cage on that inhale. Engage the abs. Lift up from pubic bone behind the navel. We're so engaging the bandhas here. The root bandha, root walk, the mula bandha, and the navel uddiyana bandha. They're energy locks in the body. And then from here, when you're ready, okay, we're going to come back up. We're going to find our downward facing dog. So taller people might want to take the hands a half a width or full hands width forward. Shorter people like me can stay where you are. You'll usually be fine there. But I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to go ahead and spread my fingers wide, rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. As I shift my hips back, I'm pressing in and forward into the mat. I'm going to pick up my knees and take my hips towards the ceiling. You might lengthen your legs all the way. You might not. You go where your body needs you to go. Now make any adjustments as you need to with the feet. Hips, knees, ankles, toes are tracking in the same alignment. You're about hip width apart here. Pressing evenly the big toe and pinky toe mounds. Good. Belly button is in. Take your shoulders externally rotated. So when you do that, then your elbow is going to turn more towards your pointer and your thumb. You're going to feel more upper body stability come online here. Head and neck are free. You may or may not get your heels down. That took me 8 years to be able to do that, of daily consistent practice. So if you're not there, don't force it. But you can bend the knees a little bit or a lot. You can walk your dog. You can come high on the toes and drop the heels. You can be in stillness. Find what works for your body in this moment. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, finding stillness if you took movement. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk or step your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. Let the knees bend a little bit here if you need to. If you can't touch the floor, come to your blocks. Remember, blocks have small, medium, and high settings. Find what you need. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Fingertips to blocks, floor, shins or thighs, finding a nice long spine. Exhale, little bow. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes. Long spine coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain intention. All right. Modified sun salute A. Just to prep for those shoulders. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step back to a plank. Knees can be lifted or grounded here. I'm pressing back through the heel. I'm taking my chest more forward. Now I'm protracting the shoulders just a little bit here, so I'm pressing away from the floor. My belly button is in. Good. Now, drop the knees. Elbows are going to bend straight back. They're going to stay against the body. Try not to collapse the shoulders when you do that. And coming down. Untuck the toes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Take the hands a little forward into the side of the shoulder. Roll in, shoulders back. Belly button is in. Find a little length. Feet do not leave the floor. Finding a baby cobra here. Shoulders are relaxed down the spine. And we'll lower. Inhale. Exhale, belly button is in. Find a baby cobra or a medium cobra. As long as everything's okay and you're in good form, you can find a high cobra. Those of you that have it and want to go there, lower a little bit. You can tuck the toes. Find your full up dog. Tops of the feet or tops of the toes. Try not to hang in the shoulders though. Press that floor away. And then when you're ready, we'll lower that back down. Okay. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands under shoulders. Stronger, more experienced yogis can tuck the toes, push up in a plank, step back down dog. Everyone else move with me through tabletop, lifting up, finding your down dog. Find your good down dog. From downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, let's do 3 sun salute A, getting nice and warm here. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. If you're flowing, the chaturanga halfway down is all you need. Be kind on your shoulders. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Remember, flowing is always optional. You don't have to take it. You can always rest in a down dog or a child pose. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. And once you find yourself back in down dog, find that good down dog form. So elbows more towards the pointer and the thumb. Good, and then from here when you're ready. Good, let's move on. The left leg's gonna lift 3 points, bending that knee, round, step or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Good. I'm going to bring blocks in here. You can adjust the height of your blocks to meet your body's needs. We're in this left up runner. My left hip is back. My right hip is forward, so my pelvis is even. I'm really pressing back to that back heel. It is not grounded. Pressing into my block, lengthening that torso, rolling shoulders back. Good. Belly button is in. From here when you're ready. Good. We are going to take the right block down or out of your way. So you can have the right hand on the right block or the floor. Press into the block or to the floor. Left hip's going to come back. Right hip comes forward. Lift. Open that left shoulder. Strong through the back leg. So we're trying not to let the hip shift when we twist. We want the twist to be from the thoracic, not from the hip. Inhale, exhale, we'll take that down. Blocks come forward, plant the hands, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. When you're ready, we'll take that to the other side. Right leg's gonna lift 3 points, bending that knee. Round, step, or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Good. Bring blocks in here as needed. Good. Get situated. Right hip's going to come back. Left hip's going to come forward. I'm pressing hands into my block. I'm lengthening. Belly button is drawn up and in. Breathing. Return to breath. Return to intention. And then when you're ready, good. You can take the left hand to a block or to the floor. Press into that left hand, into the block or to the floor. Again, shift your hips if needed. Right hip comes back. Open to the right. Open that shoulder up there. Inhale. Exhale, taking that back down. Blocks can come forward. Plant the hands. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. The other thing you want to be aware of if you're flowing, elbows come straight back. They don't sway out to the side. From down dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. We'll come into temple mudra here. Now, you might not be able to see my hands here from the camera angle, but I'm going to take them straight up overhead. So I'm squeezing my ears with my biceps, and I'm going to recommend feet are about hip width apart for anybody who's newer to me, generally newer to yoga or has a back issue. Legs together or closer together is fine for everyone else. But zip up. We're going to take this slow and controlled. So shoulders and hips, we want to stay in that alignment as we go to the left, using the abs to move to the right, using abs to go to the left, using abs to go to the right. We're going to pause to the right, reach, 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 zip up that front body. For some of you, you're going to stay here. Others, you're going to reach back towards that right corner. Good. And then coming back, moving through center, take it to the left. Good. You can stay here. Belly button is in, or take it back to that left corner. Good. And coming back and coming up. And reach. Inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip your flow. Good. From here, when you're ready, left leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round, step, or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Good. Warrior prep the back foot. So back leg, hip, knee, and toe are gonna turn out. Good. And heel to heel, heel to arch, or this leg can be a little bit wider if you need that for stability. So from here, when you're ready, I'm gonna grab my strap while I'm down here because I'm gonna use that in a moment with stability rise. I'm just going to put that strap right around my neck right now. Good. So front hip will come back hip will come forward. Remembering it's more important for the back edge of the back foot to be grounded than for this front knee to be bent. So make any adjustments here that your body needs you to take. I'm gonna zip up. I'm strong in my feet. Good. I'm gonna take my strap now. Now, some of you may not need this because you can comfortably bind the hands together here. And if that's you, no worries. But some of us, like myself, need the aid of a strap. So I'm gonna press down. I'm rolling my shoulders back. This might be enough for some. A little bit of a lift might be where you go for others. And then you choose, you can stay here. Remember, front hip is back, or you can come down into the inside of that left foot. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. Now, if you've got your hands back there, envision somebody pulling on your hands, pulling you back up. You can release the strap, taking it back up. Good. From here, my left hand, that palm is facing the right. I'm going to take my right hand to that left wrist. I'm going to lift, and I'm going to side bend towards the right. There's a little bit of a balance challenge here. Normally, a lot of times we do this in the other direction. We're doing this on purpose. And come back up, reach, lengthen, pause. Woo. And then taking that back down. Plant the hands, swivel up back foot, front foot step back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Now, before we do this next series, we're just going to do a little bit of an exercise here. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Good. We're in parallel for right now. Good. And then from here, we're just going to sink back, bend, and come forward. And come back and bend, and come forward, and bend, and come forward. You can stay with that, or turn hips, knees, and toes out away from the body. We'll come back and bend. So this is the prep for the Vinyasa squat. And let's take one more. Good. And then come up, come back to your normal down dog. Right leg lifts 3-point, bending the knee. Round. Step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. Warrior prepping your back foot. So back leg, hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out away from the body. Grab that strap if you're going to use it. Good. Have it around the neck. Front hip comes back hip comes forward. Reach strong to the back edge of the back leg. Good. Find your good warrior one. And then when you're ready, good. We'll take that strap if you're going to use it. Good. Set your grip up, pressing down, rolling up, maybe a lift. Front hip will come back hip forward. Zip up that front body. Good. Go a little bit or take it all the way. And notice how it feels to you on one side compared to the other. And then from here again, envision someone pulling on your hands, helping you come back up there. You can release, taking arms forward. Good. Now, my right hand is turning to the left. I'm going to take my left hand to that right wrist. I'm going to lift and side bend to the left. Good. Little stretch, little balance challenge. And coming back up, reach, lengthen forward, pause. And then taking that back down. Good. Planting the hands, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Good. So we're going to do that little prep again. I'm going to give you an add-on this time for those of you that want something with a little bit more power to it. But we're going to take the legs as wide as the mat. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. And again, we're just going to take that back and come forward. Okay. So this might be where some of you choose to work. Okay. Others are going to take this into a hop. At the time of this recording, we're on a Wednesday. So let's have a wacky Wednesday here. So we're going to take it back and hop forward and hop it back and hop forward and hop it back and hop forward. Go with it. Hop it back and hop it forward and hop it back. Woo. A little bit of a cardio there for this Wednesday. Find your normal down dog. From here, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and pigeon. All right, let's go into a little balance challenge here. So I will show you what this is going to look like here first, and then I will slowly take you through the session. So this is dancer to crescent to pyramid variation. So you've got your dancer, okay, different variations, okay. Release, come back, high crescent. Take it forward, hands to block. We'll find a pyramid variation, okay. So from here, have your blocks handy. Most people will use those in pyramid today at a minimum. So left leg, hip, knee, and toe track forward. I'm going to take my left arm up. I'm going to roll my right arm back. I'm going to bend that right knee. Now, you may or may not be bound here. You can always loop a strap around here too, but you can also grab your foot, your toes, or your pants. You want the knees to be into the midline of the body. And if you're going to go forward here, or you want just a little bit extra oomph, squeeze that right glute, take that right knee behind you, and then maybe we fold here. I'm also opening up that right shoulder. My supported leg, that hip, knee, and toe are tracking forward. Good. Now I'm going to release with control, stepping back, finding my high crescent. So I'm on parallel railroad track feet. My back heel is not grounded. Maybe come into a little bit of a back bend here. And coming up, I'm going to lengthen and reach. Good. I'm staying in parallel railroad tracks. I'm bringing my block in here. Again, you can have your block any height that you need to, but from here, my left hip's going to come back. My right hip's going to come forward. I'm going to lengthen that right leg. I've got a micro bend in the knee, and then I'm going to lengthen my torso. Okay. For some of you, this is going to be it. Those of you that want to go a little bit deeper here, if your front hamstring will let you, take your hands or your blocks more forward so you can keep a little bit more length as you do that. Ears by bicep. Breathe. From here, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, putting a bend in that knee. Good. You can bring your blocks back in here if you need to. Find what you need. Plant the hands. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From down dog, the right leg's going to lift 3 points. Nope, start. Wrong cue. Wrong set here. Let's put that foot back down. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, intention. All right, let's take that into the other side now. So the right leg is going to be your supporting leg. Hip, knee, and toe, we're going to track forward. Right arm is up, rolling left shoulder back. Bending that left knee. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you hook a strap. Maybe you grab a foot, ankle, toes, or pants. Knee's going to come into the midline of the body. You can stay here or you can squeeze the left glute, taking that left knee back. Try not to press with all of your might, hand to foot into each other. That puts strain on the low back. Try squeezing the glute and just taking the knee back. And then from here, maybe we come forward. Good, knee is still into midline. Gently release with control, stepping it back, finding your high crescent. Zipping up, maybe finding a little back bend. And then coming up. Good. Then I'm going to lengthen. I'm going to grab my blocks. Good. Front hip comes back hip comes forward, lengthening that leg, keeping the front knee a little soft. Good. Lengthening my torso. You can stay here, or you can take this more forward. I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go as much forward because this is my tighter side today. But I'm pressing away from my shoulders. Protracted. My feet and legs are parallel railroad tracks, so back heel is not grounded. It's not touching the floor. And then from here, when you're ready, if you went out further, bring that back in a little bit. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. Good, you can move things out of the way. Plant the hand, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. And then taking that back. Okay. Now, different things for different people. I'm going to show you how to hop into your Malasana squat from here. And some of you will no doubt take that. Some of you are going to need other options when you get into Malasana. So hang with me and I will get there here in a moment. So those of you that are going to come into Malasana squat, you can take your feet out just a little bit wider. We're going to sit back. Good. And then find a little hop. Okay. And maybe this is you. Okay. Now, different things for different people. Some of you might be able to take a squat, but maybe you don't come that deep. So maybe you need a block to help you here. You can be here. You can be here. You can take 2 blocks here. You can take 2 blocks here. You can take 2 blocks here. Okay. So kind of choose where you need to be. Good. So this is where I usually am. You want your tailbone and your 2 sit bones to generally be on the block. Now, if you're coming into this deep squat, very important, good. You want your heels to be grounded here. If your heels are lifted, you have 3 options. One is to come out completely, because practicing that way will cause strain to your knees that you don't want over time. You can take your feet out a little bit wider so they're grounded. You can put a folded blanket under there, okay? And we're zipping up. Now, if you're like, well, I've tried all the blocks, it's still too deep of a squat for me, you're going to come to a wall. And I'm going to come to this very carefully because I don't want to pull my tapestry off my wall. But you'll come. I don't want to slide on my blanket either. But you'll come where you need to come. Your back is up against the wall. Good. And then hips, knees, and toes are turned out. And this is where we're going to practice. And over time, you'll find yourself slowly sliding down that wall and finding your Malasana squat. Okay. So practice here if this is where you need to be. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to my deeper squat. Okay. Zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. We're getting into that Mula Bandha, that Uddiyana Bandha. Release towards the left. Open towards the right. Inhale. Exhale, coming down. Release towards the right. Open towards the left. And come down. From here, if you're on the wall, just come to standing and kind of shake something out. If you're in a deeper squat like me, hands to the floor, come forward and just release out of there. Okay. Good. Now from here, I'm going to show you some different ways that you can come into crow pose. So I'm going to show with a block and without a block. The purpose of the block is to help you get your knees higher up on the arm. And not everybody needs that, but just in case you do. Good. So you're going to be on the block. I'm going to show this from the side so you can see what I'm doing, but hips, feet are going to be on the block. Hips, knees, and toes are turning out. Okay, heels are going to be connected. Put them in here. Now, there's two ways you can do this, and it really depends on your body. You will see in photos, many photos, of yogis taking their knees up into their armpits. And you can do that if you've got that. I have bony knees. I bruise easily. So that one's not really comfortable for me. I do mine with my knees on the outside. Okay. So for some people, this might just be where you are. You're just working on opening up here. Okay. Maybe you want to just kind of do this gradually, coming forward a little bit, touching the post, and coming out. Coming forward a little bit, touching the post, and coming out. Maybe you want to fly 1 foot at a time. What? And coming forward. Remember, when you're going into this pose, you want to look forward. Okay. If you tuck the chin here, you're going to somersault. The other thing I'll say here, this does take a little bit of mental courage. So if you're afraid of flying your crow because you're afraid you're going to face plant here, practice with a pillow in front of you. So if you do face plant, then you're not going to hurt yourself. So then some of us will let our crows fly. Okay. Good. And then that's the crow there. Others, good. Maybe you don't need the block, and it's the same thing. Good. Just find where you need to be. You can come forward, you can touch the pose and come out. You can take 1 foot at a time, or you can fly your crow. Okay. So this is meant to be not serious. It's just a fun thing to do. My body has changed a little bit since COVID. So I am more comfortable starting crow from a block. So I'm going to come back and do that. For crow to work, you need to be able to come into the squat. So if you can't do that, stay at the wall or just work on your squat. Okay. If you're like, well, something's not wrong, but I feel strong or like whatever here, you can strengthen the upper body by doing wall push-ups and different things like that. If you strengthen the upper body, your elbows and your wrists will be less compensating for what the shoulders are not. Okay, so if you have been practicing, keep practicing. I'm just going to do one more here. Crow used to hurt my wrist, then I strengthened my upper body, and now I can hold it for a lot longer. Yeah, and then we'll take that out. Shake it all out and come to a. All right, nothing like a good crow to bring up different emotions, different things. Maybe you're like, I totally hate her right now. Well, that's okay. We can't get better at things if we don't practice. We certainly won't know if we can do something if we don't try. Okay, so let's take our legs forward. Feet are going to come, toes are going to come towards the face. You can bring a strap in here if you know you can't touch the feet. I'm going to recommend that you take it around the balls of the foot so that you can make your feet flat. Some people have a tendency to turn toes inward, but this is a nice way to kind of practice out of that, get out of that habit. If you can go beyond your feet, you can take a block here, here, or here. Okay. I am going to reset myself to the side. I'm going to sit up on my blanket. My hips are a little tight today. Good. And then I'm going to bring my block in front of me. Good. Legs can also be a little bit wider if you need to. Find an anterior tilt of the pelvis. Tailbone goes back, hip bones come forward. Zipping up nice and tall. Big inhale. Exhale, long spine. It's the hip hinge first. And then when you can come no more, then roll. And wherever you're reaching or gripping, make sure it's a light grip, not a death grip. Breathe into that back body. Good. Inhale, look forward and release and come back up. Good. We're going to take our legs wide. So if you've got bony heels, like I sometimes do, maybe kind of readjust yourself on the mat so that if you're on a hardwood floor, at least if you're on carpet, you probably won't have to, then your heels have some cushion. So we're going to zip up, toes, knees, and hips are facing the ceiling. Big inhale, just like before, long spine first, then take the arms down. If your toes and legs turned inward on that transition, turn them back towards you. And breathe. Remembering that pain, numbness, tingling, burning are never normal sensations. You want to back off. Some people start asking me, how do you know if you're stretching versus in pain? Well, if you know that pain scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is least painful, 10 is the worst pain of your life, maybe around a 5 or a 6. Keeping in mind that your 5 and your 6 is going to be different than my 5 and my 6 and your neighbor's 5 and their 6. It's about how you feel. What is your 5 or 6? And then when you're ready, good. We'll take that back up. Good. Bring those knees in. We're going to come onto our back. If there is a supported bridge that is in your future, bring a block with you. Okay. If you're not going to do that version of a bridge, you don't need your block, but do grab your strap. I'm going to give you some options. So as you come onto your back, let me take this ponytail out. So as you come onto your back, just kind of roll the shoulders back, let your knees sway side to side for a moment. And I'm going to cue through freestyle bridge. Now, what that means is any bridge of your choice that's in your practice, but I will give you some options. So basic bridge, hip, knees, and toes are going to track here. I'm rolling shoulders back, pressing arms in. I'm going to press into the feet, lift my hips straight up. So that's a basic bridge 1. Okay. You can also take your heels in closer to the glutes and try for an ankle bind bridge. So if you're like me, you can't quite reach the ankles, but you want to know what that feels like, take your strap around the ankles. Good. Rolling shoulders back, press into the feet, lifting up. Good. Now you know what that feels like, even though you might not find your ankles. And then some of you can clasp the hands comfortably underneath the hips. Others like me need a little help there. So we'll take that strap underneath. Okay. And then when you're ready, rolling shoulders under, pressing into the feet, lifting up. Good. Reaching hands and or strap towards the heel. That's another option. And you can always, play with different leg lifts with that. Some of you might have a full back bend in your practice. If that's you, feel free to take that. Good. So wherever you're going, hips, knees, and toes are tracking in that alignment. Don't take your legs out wider. Don't turn hips, knees, and toes out to the side. And then once you found your bridge, based on the bridge that you chose, we'll carefully come out. Good. And bring the knees into the chest. Right. We're going to go to a figure 4 twist on each side before we do a shavasana. So I'm going to start crossing right ankle over the left knee. Good. Find your figure 4 here. You can, thread this through here if that's where you need to be. Flexion in the feet. So what I mean by that, these toes are coming towards the face. These toes are coming towards your knee. And then we'll lower that back down. Good. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to let that drop over towards the left. If this is not a good twist for you, come out of the figure 4 and just do a basic supine twist. Supine meaning on your back. When you're ready, good, we'll come back up and we'll switch sides. Now left ankle over the right knee. Find your figure 4, wherever it is that you need it on the side in this moment. And when you're ready, we'll take that back down. Good, find your twist on this side. Maybe looking to the other side. And when you're ready, good, we'll come back up. and coming back down. Good. From here, knees into the chest, lift up one time. We're going to go into Shavasana from here. So bring in any props if you like them in your Shavasana time. Good. You can be on your back, everything kind of flopping open. You can have a bend in the knees. You can be on your side. You can be on your belly. You find what works for you, where you can practice stillness. Make yourself about 10% more comfortable. And I'll leave you here for a few short moments, returning the breath, returning back to that intention. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness, or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness, or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness, or bringing knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or maybe tucking the chin, or lifting it up, full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way if you used any during your Shavasana time. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips. Point and flex their feet. Bend and stretch the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. So we started our practice, finding a nice tall spine, noticing how you feel. Hopefully better than when you started. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, looking up there. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reconnecting with that intention one more time that you made for yourself. We'll take the thumbs to the forehead for good and true thought, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Namaste.